Hey guys, it's the middle of February and it's drizzling and nasty, but that's what we're dealing with. Well, I put together a couple little clips here about placement of your bees. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, share them with people you think might want to know what's going on. If I get some comments on them, it helps bump this up or more people see it. So see if we can build the channel up a little bit here. And I appreciate you guys that do watch, and those of you that have your own beekeeping channels that watch, I appreciate everything you guys put out. And if I throw out something that you think's a great idea and want to do it, I'm not gonna scream copycat, anything like that. Go ahead and put them out, let you guys see them. I think this placement one just came to me earlier today, and seems like something that's pretty darn important for new beekeepers to understand. So anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. All right, we're drizzling rain. Not a really nice day, but better than ice. We don't have ice anymore, and there's a bunch of you that still do, I know. But I wanted to talk about hive placement. You guys have watched the video on equipment, so you know what size equipment you want to run. I did the video on how to get your bees. So now you have your bees in your equipment, you got to figure out where to put them. And you have to keep in mind things like this. Here we've got broken branches, tops come out of trees from the ice storm. Here the neighbor's got a complete tree down. I've got one person that is buying some bees from me this spring that is buying them because the tree came down on theirs and wiped them out. So it's things we need to think about. We don't always have complete choices. You can't go buy a new piece of property because you can't find the right spot for the bees. But if you've got, you know, big trees like these oak trees, and one of their limbs comes down on your hive, it's going to go clear through the hive. There's no, you know, no ifs, ands, or buts. And that's hard on the bees. So you need to think about some other things. I'll take a walk up here where I place mine, and I'll be back with you in a jiffy. So here, a couple of different methods I use for placing hives. I've got a lot of them, so I do a lot of pallets that I level up. But when you put 4 hives on there, full hives, right, and get, you know, 6, sometimes 7, 8 nukes jammed on there. The other thing you need to be concerned about is the slope of the hive. Nothing's ever completely level out here, or it doesn't stay that way if it is. So if you've got a hive sloping backwards, the water will want to run in. So sometimes you need to lift the back end up a little bit, just to make sure they run out. But this works well for me. There are a lot of different types of hive stands. I've built these hive stands. They're easy to take down. I can load them on a truck and move them, set them back up somewhere else. I had a lot of the material, but it seems like when I priced it at Lowe's, you could get the pipe and the lumber for this for about 25 bucks to make these. Now this is where my mating nukes sit on these, and I'm going to make longer legs for them next year. It's too far to bend over. But with these, they have separate legs, and I can shim them here, as you can see, to adjust for level a little better. This gives me a little more ability to adjust them for different places. So that's another way stand to put them on. There's all kinds you can buy. There's cinder blocks and rails you can set up. If you've got a lot of ant problems, you may need to try to find a way to work around the ants. Some hive stands are better at that than others. So the other thing here, I'm along a blackberry row property line. There aren't any trees to fall on anything. Of course, my bees aren't here, but there wouldn't be in the winter, as opposed to that end of my yard that I have some trees in it. And so the next thing on placement is positioning. the hive wants to have a south facing entrance if possible. So here I've got a great south facing entrance. We've got great south facing properties, but I placed a lot of hives over there in that great south facing piece of ground. And what I found as I'd go out there in the morning was they weren't really getting any sunlight in the summertime till about 10:30, because those little trees there that don't seem like much are just enough at the angle of the sun to shade it. Now in the wintertime that gets sun a lot earlier, but in the summer they were being shaded. So these are things to take note of, and try to find the right location. So when you come home with your bees and you're standing there in your backyard holding a box of bees, you're not trying to figure out what am I doing with them, because it's not as easy to move them, you know, a few feet in your yard. It can be done, but you like to get them placed and leave them. So think about these things. You know, go out in the morning and look at the lighting that's hitting it. You know, think about how the sun's going to arc different in the summer, so that if you're on a really hot spot, that you don't want them sitting there baking either. Little afternoon shade sometimes isn't bad, but the morning sun gets them up and going quicker. So these are just all things to think about before you get your bees and you're standing there trying to figure out what to do with them. And again, a south entrance is nice, but when I put 4 hives on a pallet, I can't get them all facing south. It just doesn't happen. And the commercial guys, they face different directions too. They can't get them all facing south. So you do the best you can with what you got and the information that you have available as to what you're trying to do, and go for it. So anyhow, hope this helps you guys get your bees set up in the right places. Oh, the other thing, you want to keep them a little bit removed from your traffic areas and where your people are going to be. If you got a lot of people walking around, you got a garden area or backyard where people are hanging out, the bees are great as long as there's something for them to do. But when they get into a dearth and they get a little upset and they start buzzing your guests and your, you know, people that are there and trying to fly in their pop and you know, be a pain in the butt, then it's not fun, and all of a sudden the bees are too close. So just keep those things in mind as you place your bees. All right guys, thanks for watching these. Hope you're enjoying them.